Flight Boss, bitch. You know, for sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Terry Smooth. I'm the Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And we're going to talk about how to see things from a fourth dimensional perspective. That's right, how to see things from 4D. Well, how to see things in 4D when your ass is still in a third dimensional body, using a third dimensional vehicle, a brain and shit like that, with this kind of mind. Now, right now, you're clearly orchestrating and creating a spaceship and shape and form and a mentality to develop the fourth dimensional vehicle. But right now, you're still at a baby stage of it because you're in the third dimension. Now, like I said, when we're looking at fourth dimensional vehicles, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a star the way you perceive it from your third dimensional vehicle. You see what I'm saying? You need to understand what you're perceiving is from a third dimensional vehicle. So you're not getting the full story. You're not getting the full spectrum. You're not getting the whole light. So you're not seeing everything. So what you think is a star may be a piece of something. So that's what you need to understand also when we talk about this. Now, but a star is in the fourth dimension realm. Now, this is what you kind of need to understand also, because here's where the concept of 369 come from, and things happening simultaneously, but happening simultaneously on its realm or its level or its experience. So let me break this disclaimer down before, so you can fully get an overstanding at the end of this video. You see what I'm saying? So this video going to be full of understanding. So at the end you have overstanding. So there's always going to be a few disclaimers I have to place before this astral travel. You see what I'm saying? So now, here's the disclaimer right here. Now, when we talk about dimensions and realms of realities, now every world, realm, now, and this just in this realm of reality or this universe, right? Every body or world or experience or imagination or dream have three realms of realities. Now, within these three realms of realities, you have three dimensions. So each realm of reality have three dimensions to it. So this is where you get the concept of the 369. So let me break that down. Now, you got the highest realm. I don't even like to use the word high because it ain't really high or low. It's really just as far as spectrum and how big or small you are based upon your expansion and contraction experience as a spirit and how many bodies you have created for yourself. But that means how much wisdom that you got for yourself. Now, for the most part, when we talk about the highest one, I'm just using that word so y'all can kind of understand it in y'all logical mind. It would be from 9, 8, 7. So it'd be 7 through 9. That would be the highest realm of reality, right? Then you got the center realm of reality. That would be 4, 5, 6. So that would be 4 through 6. 4, 5, and 6. That would be the center realm of reality. Then you got the bottom realm of reality. Then the dimensions there, it will be 1, 2, 3. We know the dimension level is like numbers. You see what I'm saying? So all my scientists, y'all should be able to understand what I'm talking about right now. So right now, if we are in the third dimension, that means we came last. Because the first one was 7 through 9. The middle one, which is the second one, which came... That's why this is where you're going to get the concept of which first shall be last and which last shall be first. Alpha and Omega. Your past is your future and your future is your past. To know where you're going, you have to know where you came from. This is this whole archetype pyramid structure that this being who is here before you have created for you to sustain yourself through this astral travel that I'm breaking down right now. You see what I'm saying? So, what's down is up. What's up is down. This is what's left is right. What's right is... This is where y'all get all that from. What's forward is really in reverse. What's reverse is really outside of you. Reflection. You see what I'm saying? This is where all y'all getting that from. And you'll understand how you getting that from it based upon the geometric way I'm breaking it down. So the highest realm will be 7 through 9. See, in y'all number system, 7 and 9 is higher than 1 through 3. But dimensional wise and realm of reality wise, it's actually not. You see what I'm saying? So the highest realm of reality will be the top one, and the dimensions that's in the highest realm of reality is 7, 8, 9. The middle one is 4, 5, and 6. And the bottom one is 1, 2, 3. Because we all come from a zero space of circumference. So your space is the spirit. So you come from the zero. So if you want to be a space within space, want to become your own space, you have to become an individual space, aka an individual spirit, to have your own individual outlook on the space that you are in. So how do you do that? You become the one. You become your own second coming. You say something in your imagination and create a dream, and that dream is your version of saying, "Let there be light." That it becomes your first womb, your first egg cell, your first moon, your first light body. You see what I'm saying? So that's when you become a smokeless, shapeless, non-flammable, and I don't like to use the word gas because it's not physical yet. So you become that one, an individual space within a space. So you have a light cloth into you. It's so light, it's almost like you're transparent. So then you get to take that, and based upon what you resonate with, you could go somewhere, and then you go into the duality. Based upon what you resonate with, you go into a space and location, aka a spirit that have traveled the same way you just did, but did that before you. So they are a bigger space. Their contraction and expansion level was bigger than yours. So once you travel through their transparency, right, you get to create your masculine body, which will be your first sun. You know what I'm saying? Not the S-O-N, your S-U-N. So boom, you create your first sun to be consciously aware of yourself through that astro travel based upon what you have resonated with. Now you can have experiences to be conscious. This is where conscious come from. You ain't your conscious. Conscious ain't everything, ain't the motherfucking all. So for the most part, boom. That's when you understand something outside of yourself. You went into something that did that before you, outside of yourself. So at this point, this is where this is where y'all see the light. But y'all actually going into y'all parents' womb. Because y'all parents' imagination and dream, they created that space before you did. Because there was a spirit that been in that location and space before you have done it. So, aka, they got a body, they created themselves a body before you did. So it takes them to create another body, aka an imagination, for your dumbass nothing, no thing spirit to go into and resonate with in the first place to start creating lights and your masculine forms of your bodies. Then you start creating your Mercuries and Jupiters and all that shit, and your Marses and Venus and all that shit. Now you got a chakra system. Now you have a planetary alignment. Now you have a solar system. A system you have created like a spaceship in order to orchestrate your spirit through that. Your spirit is the actual driver, but that's the vehicle you created to travel through that astral realm. Your solar system is the vehicle your spirit go into to drive through that motherfucking astral travel. Do you get it? So this is how we all come from the zero. So you always going to come from a zero perspective when you're being born. This is why you always die and be born into a realm of reality. Now, since you came last, so you are a seed now. So, based upon each realm of reality, they all hold 3 dimensions. Now, the highest realm of reality is orchestrated all off mental, thought, fire, air, like high concentrated masculine energies. So these are like light bodies you can take as a spirit to experience. And if you are an inexperienced spirit, these are the ones who take these shapes and forms the most because they're trying to experience. Now, the dreams and imaginations that they go into to experience, fire and air, those gases and shit like that is so light. Those bodies die fast. So you have to go through those bodies to learn how to create bigger and heavier bodies. But look, that's when you get from that dimension, then that's when you get from that realm of reality, which is the 7th, 8th, and 9th dimension, then boom. Once you learn those bodies and get experienced, you get lowered down. Then you become a star or a sun or a moon or whatever, or a planet, whatever y'all want to call it, or wandering, whatever y'all want, or fallen angel or a demon, whatever like that. Then once you get down here, this realm of reality is dealing with the emotions and feelings. So this is dealing more with like the water, the lightest mist, illusions, hallucinations, mist, imaginations and shit. That's what this realm filtered through. So this realm attacks you. Well, this is how you attach to your emotions and feelings and shit like that. So that would be the 4th, 5th, and the 6th dimension. So that lets you know the planets, stars, and the suns and shit like that. They control your emotions and feelings and the way you think about things and stuff like that. So that's the 4th, 5th, and 6th dimension right there. They utilize the water vehicles, the vehicles that can move, and this is the vehicle you created for your soul up here. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. Then once we get to this realm, the 3rd dimension realm, which is the third realm of reality, 3D, which is the dimensions of 1, 2, and 3 together, right? Here's where you get things physical, right? So you get the thought, the feeling and emotion and expression and experience. Then you get the vortex of that being physical down here and on the 1, 2, 3 dimension, and on the last realm of reality. So now things appear to be real. They appear to be physical, but these are just the physical shapes and forms, or the realms of realities, or the illusions we created to go into, because that shit is vibrating at a lower rate. So we get to experience our dreams and imaginations we had up here a lot longer down here. So we are not this. It's this we use our lights. We the spirits up here and utilize that light to create responses and emotions and feelings and responsibilities and rotations and being relative to things and rotate, right? To actually create the shape and form of that we could go into and experience that for a long time. So this expires. Down here, this transforms. This ain't us. We created this down here. So it appear to be real. It's something we go into. But it's really just vibrations of lights we created that's vibrating real slow. But really, that's all it is. Y'all think it's a reality. Y'all think it's realistic. Y'all think anything that makes sense there is what it is. But you really created that from your imagination, from being a spirit. Your spirit is not that. This is the creation. You're the creator. You see what I'm saying? So now that you understand that you're in the third dimension because you're in a third dimensional vessel right now. Here's how you understand things from a fourth dimension. So it's almost going to be like this is like a world, and if you understand it from a fourth dimensional aspect, you're almost in a bigger globe looking at a smaller globe. So you're able to see a 360 surroundings while being in a bigger 360 surroundings. So now you're outside looking in. So you get to see the whole full spectrum of the 3D. You're not just the third dimensional being. So for the most part, it's like you come from the zero, your space, your spirit. You create your individual spirit, which is you become a soul. Right? That's when you become the one. You create your life. You become a soul. Right? Then you go into a greater spirit that did that before you. So that's when you go into duality. Right? Then in duality, you get to become one within that realm of reality. So now you are a third dimensional being. So you have a surroundings. You are a whole. This is why third dimension represents whole. You're automatically third person because you got two spaces to look from and move through, which both of these spaces is you, but at the same time you're automatically third person because that spirit that's moving through these two spaces come from the zero. It's not these things. These are the things it created for itself. It's conscious first light bodies. Do y'all get it? Y'all moons and suns. So for the most part, you're masculine and feminine bodies that you utilize from an energy spectrum that did that before you. Now you become whole in that realm. So now you are a three. You are a sun. You are a star. Or a moon, if you're a female, or whatever. The stars, it's fuck sun and moon. Y'all stars. If you want to go through genders, you got moon or water-like stars, or then you have fire or sun-like stars. But just basically y'all stars. Now, because spirits correlate, some correlate more with the masculine energy, some correlate more with the feminine energy. But you know what I'm saying? That's before y'all go into the physical vessels that you create for yourself to experience that trial. Well, you trolling yourself. You see what I'm saying? Basically. Now, for the most part, now, when we talk about seeing things from a fourth dimensional aspect, right? Now, say you're around somebody, right? Now, say you want to see these people from a fourth dimensional aspect. Now, you got land, space, and location from a third dimensional aspect, right? So you can go places. But like I just explained, the land and location you on got manifested and transpired out of the energy vortex of the energy that's going on in that space in general in the first place. So now we have to go from a fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional aspect now. So here's the thing. Now, when you're looking at feelings and emotions and things of that nature, in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, we look at these as actual spaces and locations. That's what you need to understand. That's why you can go to my videos on how to move in the yin realm. But for the most part, we look at feelings and emotions. That's why sometimes when you're in the third dimension, you be like, man, I ain't in the right space today. You see what I'm saying? That's why your physical body is here, but your mental or your spirit or your soul is somewhere else. Now in the fourth, fifth, and sixth dimension, that's actually true. So here's the thing. Say you got somebody that's around you, right? But you want to see them from a fourth dimensional aspect, right? Because you want to know what's actually going on with them, but you don't know. Now, they're going to make you feel a certain way when they're around you. You're going to feel a certain presence. And you're going to be able to see the examples of it based upon their body language and the words that they say. So you're going to be able to catch certain energies, right? So now, when they're not around you, right? Here's what you need to do. You need to take yourself out of the third dimension realm and see yourself in the fourth dimension realm. Now, in order to go to the space and location in the fourth dimension, right? You have to actually feel like them. So you have to actually try to experience what this person is kind of feeling in order for them to even have the type of ideas that's on their mind. In order for them to even have the certain body language and to move in certain ways that they actually do in the first place. So for the most part, this is what you need to do. You need to take yourself to that place. See, people who too logical or too left-brained, they'll look at this like this is a waste of time or something like that, which is actually not. This is what you need to understand. This is not a waste of time. You can actually understand the energies that's going to be created when you're around someone and what experiences y'all going to be manifesting from each other. You see what I'm saying? But so a logic person would be like, oh, this person is going through something. Who cares? But nah, you need to be spiritually inclined. So here's the thing. Take yourself to their place. So in the astral realm, that's trying to feel like how they feel. So that's when your spirit actually goes through the astral realm and go to the location that this person is actually at. Now, this is almost like when Constantine went to hell in the movie when he looked through the cat. This is almost like the veil being lift upon. This is almost like you actually being in the place. This is almost like, what's the movie I'm looking for also, where the one bitch, it's a game too, Silent Hill, where she's in the same place, but the things appear to be how it really is when the veil lift. Also, what's another movie? The movie Straight Get Me Out of Hell, Get Out of Hell. It's a lot of movies that do this kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Where something happens and then you actually see the true appearance of what's actually going on. So for the most part, that's what you're actually doing. When you're looking at a third dimensional circumstance or situation or circumference or surroundings, and you're looking at it from an outside looking in. So you're actually taking one of your lighter bodies that can actually travel there in that realm, and you go there and you get to actually see everything that's actually there. You get to actually see who this person is dealing with, what demons they deal with all the time, what angels they fuck with, who's involved. You know what I'm saying? What kind of you actually get to see where this person actually live at in the astral realm. You see what I'm saying? And then once you go there, you will be able to come back in the third dimension and be like, oh shit, I don't want that nigga's energy around me, or I don't want that bitch energy around me. Or you'll be able to be like, damn, I want this person energy around me. But you'll be able to truly decipher that. So now, like I said, you're going to pick up these certain energies based upon the presence that you feel, this person's aura, and based upon certain things that they say in their body language. Like I said, there's only a few conclusions a person could come to for them to say certain things that they say and for them to even act a certain way that they act. So keep that in mind also. So once you know that, you're going to be able to decipher the energy signatures of whatever this person is trying to portray and whatever illusion that their sun is pushing off, their moon is emitting onto you as a woman or a man. So now that you know that, go in your own spirit, create your light body, and take yourself to that place. Take yourself, and how you go there is through that emotion and feeling. So once you go there, boom, check out who they dealing with. Check out what's going on there. Check out what's the scenario that's being seen. Now you're looking at things from outside. You can see them, but they can't see you. So you can see if this person talking shit about you. You can see if this person really like you. You can see if this person is indecisive and confused and they fucking with other spirits or demons or angels that surround them at the time that they can't even see, or people that surround them that got spirits of demons in them or angels in them that they or the spirits that they can see that they may be unaware of, that it might be other entities that don't like you, and they work through this person to affect you. So this person might be blind, but by you open the doors to this person and allowing this person in your life, you actually open the doors for the demons that they bring also. So you see what I'm saying? So this person might love you, but rob you and rob you blind, and then you be like, damn man, but this is my motherfucking best friend, or this is my girlfriend, or if you're a girl, this is my boyfriend, and I'm not gonna let her do it again. But for the most part, you just letting some other energies that's using these motherfuckers because they blind and they don't watch Archangel Uriel when you watching Archangel Uriel. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta be motherfucking careful out here. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's how you observe people. So therefore, you will be able to understand what kind of energies or what kind of experiences you're gonna manifest when you're around this person. Because therefore, you might have to start playing parenting, because you might start being aware of energies that this person is not aware of. And if you care about this person gonna be around you. So you're gonna start having to fight higher battles on your own self. And you're gonna get tired of that. and then start taking it out on your friend that don't even, or your relative or whoever who don't know no better, and then you gonna feel bad about doing that. So you gotta be clear. You gotta start attacking spirits at hand. And if you got somebody who around you that care about you, get them on your level and vibration frequency. And if they refuse, cut them motherfuckers off. If they keep bringing you down to the same place that you've been trying to get them out of, whether they keep asking, it doesn't matter what scenario it is. They keep asking you for money. They keep asking you how to do things. They keep needing you for things. And you're supposed to be the type of person that teach somebody how to drink, not teach somebody how to always follow you to the pond. Teach somebody how to drink so they can think to go to the pond on their own goddamn time. They don't gotta call you every time they need to go to the goddamn pond because they don't know how to drink, even if they was to go to the pond they goddamn selves or not. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they say never cast pearl before swine. Or am I saying that backwards? But it's some shit in one of y'all religious texts. But it's saying never cast swine before pearls, or never cast pearls before swines. But what that mean is, you know what I'm saying, never entice a person who don't need to be enticed. Because you're gonna become a crutch. And anytime they need to be enticed, you are that shape and form and that light of enticement. So what you need to do is show a person how to create the enticement so they can get enticed on their own damn time, and they don't need you to anytime they need to be enticed from something. So that's why that's why people eat a lot of pork. These are people who quick to give people something or quick to show somebody what they got. And then the moment somebody want what they got, now they got to make up excuses and shit on why they can't really give because they ain't really got it to give. But then they're going to start feeling guilty and bad that they don't got it to give because they showed it in the first place. So they end up giving more than what they actually have for them goddamn selves. So then they go and pray to and curse out their own God on their own time. That's what a lot of preachers don't be telling y'all. And theologians on their own time, they go through situations like this and go curse out their own God when they start asking why and shit like that. Why you always have me doing this? I'm here to help. No, you helping in the wrong fucking way. Sometimes you got to give tough love. And if you don't understand that realm of reality and experience, your ass is possessed. So you know what I'm saying? You got to come at people in their way how they come at you. That's why never prejudge. Always judge based upon experience. Once you have an experience, once you actually have an interaction with someone first, then you can judge that experience. Then you could judge that interaction. And based upon how wise you were and whoever you're having an interaction with, that's what's going to decipher who's actually in the right or who's actually in the wrong. And you know, when another person start to feel regret or feel like they have missed something or they misunderstood something or they wish they can go back or they had a misunderstanding. No, that's your fault that you was in the hell. You was lost in something at the time. Point blank period. And then you, which is the other person on the other end, you supposed to be the person that's always aware that at the time that is happening. You supposed to always be aware of don't judge. You supposed to always be aware of just experience the flow. You supposed to always be clearly aware of your intent or your intentions or your alternative motive. Therefore, when the situation happens, your place and position is substantial. So it can't be knocked down. It can't be misrepresented. It can't be mispositioned. It can't be what they call that, demoted. You know what I'm saying? It can only be what it is. And anything that's trying to add on to it will only make it greater, no matter how it's looked at. You see what I'm saying? And for my spirit people, I think this is deep shit you really need to understand. This is when it comes to when you're interacting with the outside world, interacting with everything. Don't just look at a tree and automatically think it's a tree because you have been taught it's a tree. Experience it for yourself, and then experience who even made up tree in the first place, and experience experience the minds of, and take yourself through that 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional astral travel of why they would even come up with utilizing the word the letter T, utilizing the letter R and EE and calling it tree, and then utilizing that consonant and vowels in order to create that imagination, in order for everybody to agree to the terms and conditions that's a tree. Now everybody who automatically agreed to that, y'all start adding knowledge and science onto someone else's imagination. Therefore, it becomes that much solid and that much real. But who said it's a goddamn tree? And who said it's doing what it's actually doing? Based upon what someone else have calculated would have made sense. Based upon whatever makes sense is correlated to the realm of reality you in. And a realm of reality is a form of an illusion. And you have many different dimensions in that illusion. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand this on a psychological level. So when you get into actually understanding what's a tree, now from a 4th, 5th, and 6th dimensional level, you will be able to see what's actually right that scientists trying to say and what's actually wrong that scientists trying to say. And you will be able to tell them what it actually is. And you will be looked at as the craziest motherfucker in the world. But on the flip side, people are making an excuse for you, and then start making up concepts in their mind like some of the smartest people are actually some of the most illiterate and dumbest people in the world. And there's where you get the concept of it really has nothing to do with any of that. It's really just based upon experience and common sense. Period. Because we all have senses in common. The moment you start to have your own interpretation of what the senses are, then our senses are no longer in common. You have something else. You have another interpretation. You have somebody else's idea. Therefore, it start to manifest in ways that we're not in common. Now we don't have nothing in common. Even to our space and location where we live at. We don't even live in the same type of ways anymore as a race. So y'all need to stop following spirits that's creating shit and y'all making it helping these motherfuckers make these things real. And it's really not. And you need to get into your 4th, 5th, 6th dimensional vehicles and see these things for what they really are. Therefore, you'll be able to decipher what is real and what's not real. And you will be able to put yourself in a situation that you resonate with. And a situation that you resonate with, you won't be able to do nothing else but create conscious bodies that shows of prosperity. That shows of shit that you want. Shit that you want to manifest and create and experience in your life. You won't have no choice but to experience that, aka create conscious bodies to be consciously aware of that realm of reality. Because that's all you'll be resonating with, that kind of energy. So a lot of y'all need to check what since y'all got conscious bodies already, a lot of y'all motherfuckers are consciously aware of what you resonate with. Start being motherfucking consciously aware of what you resonate with. Because a lot of y'all be resonating with some bullshit. You got all this imagination, all these great creations and imaginations, you want to do this, that, and the third. But you only resonate with some bullshit. Because look around you. Your friends, your family, your co-workers, your people you network with ain't shit. You better have some motherfucking conviction in your life. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air.